Last time on Varrick World, we introduce ourselves to 3 new heroes working at Varrick World. 2 of them working legally with Varrick's knowledge, and 1 of them working without Varrick's knowledge. As Varrick was introducing the chiefs of the northern and southern water tribes to this wonderful new place, they went down into the depths underneath the iceworks, where they were attacked by who knows who was attacking them. We still don't know, but we're going to find out. But thanks to the efforts of our heroes, they were stopped in their tracks, and the chiefs and Varrick were prevented from being kidnapped by these insurrectionists. What's going to happen next? Let's find out here in the world of Varrick World. What's shaking, everybody? You're listening to ImpTab Avatar Varrick World, the Avatar Legends actual play where we make up almost everything on the spot. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I'm joined by...
Connor, 2 Chains Wood.
2 Chains.
Still 2 Chains.
Yeah.
Justin Porter, a.k.a. JP, and I'm just always thinking out loud.
Thomas Ryan, would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
I don't want to feel like I'm trying to push for subscriptions or anything, but if you want to understand the 2 Chains joke, it's a Mouse Ritter thing. It's our current ongoing patron-exclusive campaign.
It's pretty good.
I just sounded very self-promo-y there, which feels weird to me.
Let it flow, man.
Let it flow.
It came about organically. You didn't plan that.
It's a funny campaign, and I'm really enjoying it.
I like it a lot.
And if you want to taste test the campaign, 4 of the episodes are free currently on this feed.
That's true.
Good taste. Wow.
So, with that out of the way, and I feel dirty. I need to wash myself of self-promotion. Okay, we're going to pick up a little bit later on in the day. But first, how do we feel like each of your characters tried to sort of unwind from that very high-intensity situation?
I took the broken frame from off that guy, and I'm going to be working on a newer model of that. Something maybe I can fold up and keep in a pack on my side to unfold. So I don't know if there's an unconscious body or a humanoid, I can just strap it right on there, give my friend a ride. That's what I'm working on to detox from this combat.
Yeah, you carry it back into your office and you're hanging it up on kind of a mannequin stand. And right next to the mannequin stand, you see your calendar. And you look at today and the circle that was marked around today on your calendar with the words Water Tribe. And you look a little bit further down the calendar to another day that has been circled. And inside that one, you see the words King Wu, Firelord Izumi. And you remember why you were told to circle that date, and a little twinge of something runs through you. And you look back to the circle that was written around today and think about the communication that you're surely going to receive about how things went down today.
Sure.
But you push that out of your mind for just a moment, finish hanging up this mannequin, and start getting to work on it.
Yes, I do.
Roll to rely on your skills and training.
All right. 10.
Perfect.
Dang.
So you're able to add even in some adjustable straps where you would be able to fit this around any number of body shapes. You're able to extend some of the rods. So, yeah, theoretically, you can continue to allow your grandma to just bloodbend people, apparently.
Cool.
It's not bloodbending. Bloodbending is illegal. What we do is adjacent to that.
Yeah.
This is T-bending.
T-bending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
All right, so that's what Marion is doing. How about Shen Xiaoxing?
So I ride my bike home to the apartment, which is just a small studio room. So my bike can barely fit in the door. And I go in and I look at I have a board set up with all these papers, and there's drawings of wings and stuff like things that Spider Batman can use. So ideas and stuff that I've drawn. And then also a picture of 2 parents, and I look at those and I just fondly it's my parents. And then I climb into, I don't have a bed, but I have a hammock in the corner, and I have to climb up some ropes, so it's like climbing up a web to get into them.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And I just go to sleep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not made of web, you just designed it that way?
Yeah, I just designed it that way. It's just rope.
Cool.
Just felt more at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
We kind of jokingly alluded to this in the last episode, but is Shen also an orphan?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that tracks.
I mean, he's a superhero. He's got to be an orphan.
Yep.
That tracks. Kind of a prerequisite.
And Grandma Halmeoni, how do you ease off after this crazy time?
Well, first I go for a nice boil in the kettle. And then after that, I just fiddle around with some of the transistors and whatnot in that RC dealio that Kimiko was working on.
Yeah, the President Raiko one or a different one?
The Raiko one.
Yeah, roll to rely on your skills and training.
Oh, look at me. I'm the president.
Is that with... I don't know when I should qualify as creativity or focus for these roles.
Yeah, as long as you are able to justifiably flex it into your urban background.
Which robot feels urban?
Yeah, and this is the president. He's one of the most urban guys there is.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I got a 6.
6. Great. Yeah.
Cool.
You get in there and you're trying to like program some new phrases into President Raiko. And by the time you're done, you're like, okay, yeah, even those are a little bit too far. And you have to just kind of erase his entire voice chip before Kimiko comes rushing back in to try and take him away.
Womp womp.
But the boil was nice.
Great. Now I got to get another president impersonator.
I forgot one thing before I go. Rewind back. When I pick up the picture, I forgot I think out loud. And so out loud, I'm just like, oh boy, I miss my parents so much. I wish I could just show them how well I'm doing as Spider Batman. And then I put it back there and then climb back in my web.
Yes, you put it back there. I wish I could show them how well I'm doing as I sleep in my very cramped hammock in my very cramped room.
Yeah.
This is the life.
Yeah, and you hear from the next room over a couple of the other actors playing Pai Sho very rowdily. And you think to yourself, it's Pai Sho. How can you even get that rowdy while you're playing Pai Sho?
The Varrick College program, baby.
Varrick College program.
It gets crazy over there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after a while, you all are approached by one of Varrick's many secretaries that he's got working here at the park, telling you that the interrogation chamber has been prepared and Lin Beifong has arrived in Varrick World to help assist with that.
Yeesh.
And then does he want us there? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Lin Beifong has requested your presence because you were there, boots on the ground, during this crazy situation.
Dang it.
As we're walking towards the thing, I go, oh no, I totally forgot my wallet at home. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll meet you guys there.
Chen, dearie, don't run, please. We need you. It's the police.
And then by this time, I'm already gone.
That guy. How does he keep a job?
And I'll appear at the office as Spider Batman.
Oh.
All right.
Well, that's good. He was more there than Chen, so this works out.
Oh no, is Lin Beifong your Commissioner Gordon?
So we have some interesting connections here, I'm sure. We've got the Commissioner Gordon relationship. Marion, you made kind of a face when I mentioned that Lin Beifong wanted you to be there.
I'm just not a fan of Lin Beifong and higher authority. I don't know. I don't love their methods personally. Also, like, interrogation is just kind of a gross thing for me. I'm more so just like, get the answers quick and get out of there. The process is uncomfortable for me.
Okay. But yeah, you arrive at one of the many sort of multi-purpose buildings that Varrick had created and just like, we'll find something to do with them. Surprise. This one got turned into a mini police station in the middle of Varrick World, apparently. But yeah, you are escorted into the building. There's a couple metal benders who are flanking the doors. And Lin is currently, you can see on the other side of a two-way mirror. And there's just one of the people there who you managed to capture. And he is looking probably more depressed than he's ever been in his entire life.
That's fair.
As Lin Beifong is just glaring down at him. You see, speaking very softly, but with every word, this guy just sinks further and further down into the seat. And Lin decides that she is done with this guy and opens the door and looks and sees who has arrived, and eyes immediately fall on Spider Batman. And she says, well, step inside then.
Good to see you, Commissioner.
Oh no. All right, we're going in. I'm not making a whole lot of eye contact though. I don't love this.
I'm hiding in your hair.
Yeah. Cool.
And so you two sit on the far side of the table, and Beifong leans up casually against a wall and says, so then, tell me what you saw.
So these evildoers came in and tried to destroy Varrick World by sinking the whole island by melting the ice and getting rid of our waterbenders. But unlucky for them, justice was served this day.
And she rolls her eyes when she hears that. Now, do any of you happen to know of any connections between the Agni Kai Triad and what's happening at Varrick World right now?
I don't, but I'm very, very concerned.
Only what we've heard from Varrick. You know, that people have maybe been threatening things, and he didn't think they were gonna act on those threats, but lo and behold, we had an almost sinking incident. They went for the Water Tribe embassy, too. So, that was bad.
Marion, roll to trick an NPC.
Okay.
That is with creativity.
Creativity 4, 5, 6, 7 plus creativity 0. I got a 7.
7, so partial success. On a 7 to 9, pick one of the following. They stumble, take +1 forward to acting against them. They act foolishly, the GM tells you what additional opportunity they give you, or they overcommit, they are deceived for some time. Yeah, I think since we're not like actually in a combat situation,
Yeah.
I think being deceived for some time makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah. That seems like the good one. I thought Deceiver.
Yes. So you do know that Kimiko, the reason why she was working here in the first place was because the Agni Kais tried to steal that mech drone that she was RCing.
Oh.
But in addition to that, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to share with our audience anything about Marion.
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up definitely with a rough crowd. I don't know particularly what names are kind of thrown around in this crowd at this point, but I grew up with a gang of people who tended to like take things apart to understand how they work. That's just always kind of been part of my dealia. So I would personally want to steal one of those, take it apart to find out how it works. I don't know too much about what this gang is doing right now. This gang in particular.
Yeah, so one of the interesting things I mentioned in our session 0 that each of our players have come up with some secrets that they're keeping from everybody else. And one of the interesting things we kind of stumbled upon with all of these secrets is that even we don't entirely know all of the details behind these secrets.
Yeah.
We're going to discover those as we play through the game. The people that you work for are not subordinate in any way to the Agni Kais, but they are working in some ways with the Agni Kais.
Yeah, cool. In that case, I'm gonna ride my answer as is. Just say, yeah, I haven't heard too much.
While he's talking, can I slide a tendril down to his ear and whisper, "Don't tell the cops more than you need to, dearie.
I want a lawyer." Just kidding.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Don't forget that."
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
She nods and says, "Very well then." And she walks over to the table, and you see that there is a card on the table. It looks almost like a playing card of sorts. She reaches down and she flips it over with her hand, and you see on the other side of it, it looks like the kind of design you might see on a pie show tile.
Okay.
But typically, pie show tiles are white or red, but this one is a gray design, floral in style. And she says, "The web continues to get more tangled, but have any of you heard anything of a gray lotus?"
Gray Lotus.
How many lotuses are there?
Who said that?
I mean, dissolve into the hair further just in case.
Now, in the spirit of continuing to discover things in the moment about our characters, Chen, I think this could be our tie-in for some of the stuff we've talked about with Shen's background.
Okay, so this is some gangs that I probably ran into.
The Grey Lotus, she begins expounding a little bit, and she says, "They don't operate within Republic City. They are not a simple triad. It seems they are a more secretive organization."
Oh, I think out loud, but as Spider-Batman. Oh no, it's the Grey Lotus, the group that I was with in my younger days.
What?
And then I turn around, like, I just pretend like nobody heard that. I'm like, no, I don't know anything about these guys.
Spider-Bat, you're on the record.
What?
The cops are right here.
They're right there, earshot.
Yeah, I get that. I get everybody's right here. What are you trying to say?
Oh, Spider-Batman, you've probably had a couple concussions that have gone unnoticed. And I will leave that there, because I'm not a doctor, but...
You guys are acting very strange.
Yeah, we're acting strange, Spider-Batman. You're right. Sorry about that.
And Lin Beifong leans in across the table towards you, Shen, and says, "These Agni Kais here said that they were working for a bigger power, that they are only one of many organizations working for this external force. This," and she slides the card across the table, "this Grey Lotus. If you know anything about their goals, I would encourage you to speak them."
I think out loud. I gotta be careful what I say. Don't want her to get too close to the truth.
Oh my god!
And then to her, I'm like, no. All I know is that they don't want to fight for order. They want to fight for disorder. And so if we find out anything about them, Varrick world may be in danger.
Well, see, here's the interesting thing is there is a rule in this game. When you trick an NPC, roll with creativity. So I guess roll with creativity.
Does this system have disadvantage out of curiosity?
Right, it doesn't need it. I got 4.
A 4.
The dice have spoken.
Yeah. And she turns to the other 2 metal benders and says, "You may permit our Imagineer friend to go. I have some more questioning to do with Spider Batman."
I'll escort myself. I'm out.
I want to stay and listen.
Let me just leave my wet hat here.
I was going to try and discreetly jump onto Spider Batman, but that works.
No, do it.
I mean, it sounds like you're tricking an NPC, perhaps.
Sure.
That is with creativity.
Thank goodness for that. This feels like a difficult NPC to trick.
Right.
11.
Very good. So you get to pick 2.
Let's go.
They stumble, take +1 forward to acting against them. They act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunity they give you, or they overcommit. They are deceived for some time.
They are deceived for some time, and they stumble.
All right, +1 forward to acting against them. So while Lin turns and begins addressing one of the other metal benders, you take that moment to slide across the table over to Spider Batman, and you start moving up his large biceps. And it's like, oh yes, large biceps, interesting.
Do I recognize those biceps?
Let's have you roll to assess a situation, I suppose.
Also creativity, man.
Also creativity, good for grandma.
Also 11.
Okay, so here's how assess a situation works. This is our perception mechanic. If you get a partial success, we have a list of 5 questions here you can ask that I will answer honestly. On a partial success, you get 1 question. On a full success, you get 2. And then when you act on the answers that you receive from those questions, you get +1 ongoing. This is different than +1 forward. So like the +1 forward that he just got to trick this NPC, the next time he acts against Lin Beifong, he gets +1 and then it disappears. But as long as the information received from assess a situation is still narratively applicable, you get to add +1 to all of your rolls. So the questions we can ask are as such. What here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my best way out, in, or through? And who or what is in the greatest danger? So you get 2 of these.
What's my best way out, just in case?
Yeah. You look down at the floor, and because this was, a multi-purpose building that Varrick didn't know what it was going to be made for, you see right underneath the interrogation table is a little drain in the floor.
Oh, hot dog. That's easy. What should I be on the lookout for?
I'm going to ask you, do you have like a particular goal in mind that you would like to be on the lookout for moving towards?
Not at the moment. My entire plan was just continue listening in on this interrogation.
Yeah, so I'll say we'll make it be in regards to Spider Batman himself. What should you be on the lookout for? You recognize these biceps. Maybe you could recognize some hair, perhaps?
All right, I'm going to slide under the mask.
I'm just like, "Rah!"
And Beifong turns towards you and says, "Get a grip on yourself, Spider Batman."
I'm just like thinking out loud as I'm like walking around, like touching my mask, but like the sensation that's going in my head.
You're just very sweaty, dear.
Grandma?
And she grabs you and says, "I'm not that old," and slams you back down into the chair. And she leans over in front of you and holds her finger up in front of your face and says, "I respect you, Spider Batman, and I wish I didn't. That's why you're still wearing that mask right now.
And I do appreciate that.
But if you know anything about this Grey Lotus organization, what they might have in store for Republic City, which I have sworn to protect and defend with my life, I would be very grateful if you could share some of that information with me."
All I know is that they're extremely dangerous and that they can hide in plain sight. If they have infiltrated Varrick's world, they're probably already walking around right amongst us. You can't trust anyone.
Is there any way that I might be able to identify one of these people? Any signs? Any codes?
I do know they have a hand gesture like this, and I do a hand gesture to show that they use when they meet another White Lotus member, and then also they have a tattoo of a white lotus, but you won't be able to get to it without unnerving everybody else.
That's as far as I need to know about that for now. She watches the hand gesture that you give and says, I can keep an eye out for that. It's a good thing that Varrick has set up our new HQ for us here in Varrick World, because I think I'm going to need to stick around here a little bit longer. And she leans in even further and says, and that's all the more opportunities for you to slip up one of these days, Spider-Batman.
And I say, if you need me. And I pull out of my back like a Roman candle kind of thing and like, just fire this into the sky.
She takes it from you, looks at it with a kind of disbelieving glance, and then looks back up at you and says, very well, and turns towards the attendant metalbender and snaps her finger, and the door opens up, and she says, get out of my sight. I have more people to question.
Also, you might want to have somebody like research how to make those, because I only have one, so you might need to make some more if you need me multiple times. Also, what's that? And I point behind her.
Roll to trick an NPC.
10.
Okay.
Gets them every time.
Yeah.
So I think, like, at this exact moment, Grandma Halmeoni, what do you want to do real quick before we move forward with this?
When he goes, what's that? I want to slide out the back and slide underneath the table, just like cling to the top, right? So I can keep listening to the interrogations.
Yeah, and so you shout, what's that? And she hears a drop go down into the drain right underneath the interrogation table, and she shoots one of her cables towards it from her metal bending suit and tears the little grate out of there and peers down, not looking up at the underside of the table. Grandma Halmeoni, you can see, like, right below her, the hair on the back of her head as she's staring down into this drain. And she says, I'm too on edge, and looks back up and sees that Spider-Batman has disappeared.
Awesome.
And where I disappeared, there's just a like an origami spider bat.
Beautiful.
And if she was to unwrap it, it would say, from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Batman.
Wow.
She looks at it for a moment and says, I wish I didn't respect you. And then crumples it and tosses it down the drain before she puts the cover back on top of it.
He's just so cool.
So now, Grandma Halmeoni, you are still in here as she brings in the next of these triad members. This is the guy that you kind of got the vibe was sort of the leader, saving the hardest nut to crack for last, as it were. So you're listening along as she is working on this guy here. I'm trying to think if there's anything you could roll that could potentially help to move the interrogation in Beifong's way, or if I just make that a fortune roll of some sort.
Well, I was thinking, I am tea. Am I able to boil myself a little bit? Or like, can I change my temperature?
I mean, it is the nature of tea to be hot.
Could I, like, when she's trying to, like, interrogate, could I maybe boil the table so that, if his hands are on the table to get cooked, he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah.
Interesting, yeah. I think, let's try having you intimidate an NPC with passion.
That is an 8.
Nice.
8. All right, partial success. They get to choose one, and I think they're going to give in with a few stipulations, is what we're going to get here. The stipulation is that it's going to be like the minimal amount of viable, helpful information that could be given, but it's still like after, how long are you going to end up being in here? You're in here for 4 hours while Beifong is trying to wear this guy down.
Oh, it's so boring.
But by the time we reach the end of the investigation, she finally gets this little snippet of information that she decides makes the interrogation worth it. And the information she receives is that the Grey Lotus recognizes instability in the Four Nations. Prince Wu is weak.
Okay.
Sounds good, dearie. And then I will drop down the drain.
Every good interrogation room needs a drain for the blood.
Yes. And you know what? From your assess a situation that you got earlier, what should you be on the lookout for? As you drop down through the drain, you're able to catch a glimpse of this triad member's eyes, and they are bright gold, a sure sign of Fire Nation heritage.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, down the drain. I don't know where it leads, so hopefully it's...
The ocean!
So if I go in the ocean, I'm not going to last long. I'll disperse.
So, yeah, we will pick up with you in a moment, but what have, in the past 4 hours,
Yes!
what have Chen and Marion been up to?
I was going to say, I actually wanted to find Marion as Spider Batman.
I am out front of the police station. We are still in Varrick world, and this place is not nearly as fun as it should be, so I started doing one of my old routines where I got a bunch of little tiny rocks, circular rocks, gathered them all up, made a bunch of little rock people, and I'm just having them put on a little show, and they're all just going about their days. That's the show.
Nice.
Is them living little rock people lives. I'm doing that for like 24 people.
Yeah, let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Yeah! Okay. Ooh, 1... and 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9.
Okay, yeah, you're giving this performance, and, it was sweaty in there. You were having a rough time, so you kind of take off your mechanic's cap, put it on the ground, and before you even realize what's going on, you look down there, and you see that you have got 8 yuan in your cap.
Oh, that's great. I wasn't even doing it for money, just for fun. I love having money. All right, I pocket that.
All right.
Free snacks for later. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna conclude my show, have the little rock dudes do a little bow, and then they fall apart and roll off back to where those rocks are from.
I'm going to be around the corner of the building, and I'm just going to take some pebbles and flick them at Marion to see if I can get his attention.
Yeah, the first one gets my attention. I'm like, I'm throwing rocks.
And I'm just like, psst, hey,
What?
come here.
Okay. All right, I jaunt over.
And
What's up, Spider Batman? I'm at work right now.
I know that you work in engineering or in Imagineering.
Yeah, no, that and just spreading fun and joy. That's also part of my job.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you.
I know that my purpose of being here is to protect the innocent and to fight evil in all its natural ways, but
Yeah.
I need some help. I need some equipment.
Okay.
I need a go-to guy to make me equipment, and I take out some drawings out of my pocket and I give it to him and I'm like, here's some ideas I have.
These are detailed and ambitious. Wow. I can make maybe half these.
Okay.
Maybe half.
Maybe half. That I will take whatever I can get, but I want you to be my go-to guy.
No, but I love a good challenge, so if I can't make the rest of them, I'll make something adjacent to it.
Yeah, whatever you think could help me in my crime-fighting ways.
Spider Batman, this is like giving a kid the keys to a candy shop. You realize this? You could have not asked a better dude to work on this project.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, I guess I'll see you in the shadows or whatever.
Yeah, and one more thing.
Yes.
What's that?
Okay. I very slowly turn.
And as he turns, I disappear. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess I got hired again.
And I left my calling card, my origami spider bat, that says, when you create an item, just leave it at Shen's doorstep. He knows how to get in contact with me.
Yeah, he wrote that amazingly fast. Okay. All right, I say to no one.
To no one. And then Shen comes around the corner. I found my wallet, guys.
Shen.
It
You're
was
not even in costume anymore. Where's your mascot outfit? You're a character performer. There's customers.
My costume. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Let me go grab that really quick. I gotta go run to the lockers to get my outfit because I'm late. Look at the sun. All right, let's go.
Some people.
So, yeah, after a while, after 4 hours worth of Chen, you're on the clock performing for people. Marion, you are beginning to put together some gadgets and gizmos for Spider Batman. JP, could you describe for us one of these gadgets that you would like for Marion to make?
Well, I have 2 ideas. One, I need something to catch people, so like a whip or something to throw at them to stop them in their tracks. Or the other thing I had was a hang glider thing that I could have on my back that I could glide, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Way ahead of you. I've got some in-universe ways to work these.
Cool.
Yeah, Marion, which one of these would you like to start on?
So I think the easier of the 2 is actually going to be the glider,
Cool.
whatever thing we're going for.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do with that is build like another one of the exoskeletons. And from the back and on the arms, there's going to be a place that connects and you can just whoosh, whoosh, wings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
Let's have you rely on your skills and training.
Cool. All right, that is +2, a 10.
A 10. Shoot, full success.
Yeah.
You make this glider harness.
Sweet.
I look at it and I'm proud. I did good.
Yeah, and so we've got that all taken care of. And around this time, as Chen is coming back home from his shift, getting ready to put all the stuff away in his locker, you hear, Marion, a gurgling noise coming from behind the wall.
Oh dear. Friend or foe? Who goes there? I got you, Granny. Okay, so I'm going to metal bend the wall open and then close it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Those pipes are disgusting.
Where have you been?
Oh, I was just listening in on some interrogations.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Really boring, to tell you the truth.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's been a while. You've been there the whole time?
More or less. I got lost in the pipes for a few hours.
Oh, yeah, that'll do her.
They should really put arrows in there.
Well, I made this cool flight suit for Spider-Batman.
You made a what?
You check it out. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on myself and be like, look, no wings, wings!
Whoa.
What do you think?
That's amazing.
Yep. Spider-Batman asked me to do it. I don't know if he's gonna pay me, but he showed me the blueprints and they looked really cool, so I made them.
Is that spring-loaded or is that hydraulics?
A little bit of both. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Mind if I tinker with it a little bit?
You know what? Why not? I'm gonna strap this thing to the movable mannequin and just say, "Have at it, Grammy."
Gonna fiddle with it. I'm not gonna make it better. I don't know enough about hydraulics. I'm an electricity kind of gal, all right?
Well, someone's got to test it. I don't see any Spider-Batman around here. And you're, I think, immortal, maybe.
No, I can't die.
Yeah.
I think let's have you push your luck to just not mess it up.
Push your luck to not ruin this.
Yes.
It's a first draft. It might just break itself.
It's like the first time I jump off a building and it just like falls off or something.
11.
All right.
Okay, good.
My suit rules.
So, on a full success, your boldness pays off despite the cost, and I tell you what other lucky opportunity falls in your lap. So, because you're pushing your luck, there is something that has gone awry with this suit here. We'll find out what that is in the moment.
Cool.
But the lucky opportunity that falls in your lap is you understand hydraulics a lot better now.
Oh, this will be perfect for my personal projects.
That's really cool.
I didn't break it.
All right.
Don't worry.
And just as you're finishing up, you hear the sound of a large foam head kind of bumping into the walls from out in the hallway.
Oh, I forgot my training and how to walk through doors without getting this caught. And I'm like, my head just gets caught in the doorway.
And this is like day one stuff. Come on.
I probably look like a fool right now.
You do, dear.
You do look a little silly. Yeah, but we're rooting for you.
I'll lube up the sides with my being and so you can slide the head through.
So you pop on in there, and we're all gathered together at the end of this crazy day. Seems to me like you all have probably grown a little bit over the course of these shenanigans.
Yes.
I take off my mask. I'm like, oh, probably should have done that before I walked through the door.
So let's go ahead and ask some growth questions.
All right.
All right, so the way that you level up in Avatar Legends is we have a series of questions that we're going to ask the group at the end of every session is what it encourages, but our sessions are a little bit shorter than a typical session you might have in your home game. So we're going to do it whenever it feels narratively interesting.
Dig it.
So there are 3 questions that we're going to ask everybody, and then each of our characters also has a unique question that we ask just for them. So the first question we ask for everybody is, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Yes.
I learned that the White Lotus has made their way to Varrick world.
The Grey Lotus, in fact.
Grey Lotus. The Grey Lotus had made their way to Varrick world when I thought that my past was behind me, but apparently has caught up.
Very true.
I learned that the Grey Lotus has made its way to Varrick world.
That's true.
And that it's bad.
I learned that it is very possible to fool the police.
Yeah.
That's good for me to know.
Yeah, I think our revelations with the Grey Lotus, with the fact that they are trying to work upon instabilities in the Earth Kingdom's governing body, I think that's a pretty significant, challenging, exciting, or complicated thing about the world.
I'd say so.
Next, did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Yes.
You beat up a bunch of earthbenders.
That we did.
Yeah.
Stop them from flooding my office.
That is true. So we can all mark one for that. And the final universal question, Did you guide a companion towards balance or end this session at your center?
I mean, I'm at my center. I didn't do anything different.
I did not. I'm off center by default, so.
Oh.
But isn't that your center?
I don't know.
No, it is not. Marion's balance track is weird.
Awesome.
So yeah, it looks like Chen is getting the XP for that one. And now, individually for Marion as the Razor, did you try to make amends for past mistakes or prove you're a different person now?
I would like to believe that in my own way, I did. I was trying actively to help people today, and I did a little show for some park goers, which felt really good to me.
That makes sense for me.
Cool.
Now, for JP, your question as the Foundling is, did you resolve an issue or conflict relying on something other than your trainings, i.e. the fact that you are trained in weapons and firebending, even though you're not a firebender?
No, I don't think so. I can't think of anything.
We could possibly say that defusing the situation with Beifong, you weren't using your weapons or your firebending when you were doing that.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's true. Yep.
So yeah, I think we can give you one for that.
Cool.
And then Thomas, did you learn something meaningful about a new group or community?
That the Grey Lotus functions on 4 nations instability and thinks that Prince Wu is a poor leader.
That is true. So mark growth for that. So all of our characters have a growth track that has 4 slots. And whenever you mark growth, you tick in one of those 4 little boxes. And when you reach all 4 of them, you can clear those to take an advancement move. So Grandma and Marion are both very close, but Chen, I believe you managed to tick all 4.
Sweet.
Jealous.
So now Chen has the opportunity to take an advancement. You can either take a new move from your own playbook, take a new move from a different playbook, raise one of your stats by 1, shift your center by 1 step, or unlock your moment of balance.
I want to actually increase my stats.
Good idea. A very nice baseline thing.
And that's not, it looks like the other ones have limitations. With raising your stat, it looks like you can do that as many times as long as you don't go past 2.
Yep, there's a maximum of +2 for each stat.
Cool.
But as long as you still have room to grow, you can keep doing that.
Good to know.
I'm going to do passion +1.
Okay. And so that is our growth questions, but there's also something that I want to go through with Connor's playbook because you also have a once per session activated move.
Right.
And then I believe we'll also have something for Grandma Halmeoni as well. So Marion, you have a move called Making Amends. Once per session, when you have tried your best to prove that you are a different, better person now through your actions, you have the opportunity to roll to potentially get some benefits from that.
Roll taking +1 for each yes of the following. Did you make amends directly to a person you harmed? No. Are you at your center? No. Did somebody honestly thank you for your efforts or forgive you for your mistakes? Varrick gave me a tip, and I got some tips from putting on my little show. So, yes, money is thank you.
Yep, you get to roll +1.
Cool. Okay, 2d6. Okay, that's a 5 and a 1. So 5, 6, 7.
All right, just barely.
Yeah.
So on a partial success, you get to choose one of these options. You can clear a condition, you can mark growth, or you can shift your balance towards connection. If you mark growth, you only have 1 slot left, so you could take an advancement right now, or you could start moving yourself towards connection.
I think I'm gonna go with the balance and move myself 1 towards connection.
Yeah, and so the thing that is weird about Marion's bounce track is even though his bounce is between control and connection, his connection side is completely locked off.
Oh.
And the only way that Marion can start moving towards connection is by using this Making Amends move. Because another option, if you get a full success, is that you can unlock the next connection balance track space.
So cool.
All right.
Okay, so I'm not quite center, but I'm 1 away.
Yep, so you're moving your way towards it. Now, Thomas, as part of your picking up skills move, you have the opportunity at the end of this session to change your third background to match any community you significantly interacted with or learned from during the session. Would you like to do that?
I mean, really, I think the only ones I could switch it to would be privileged, since, we were dealing with Varrick a fair bit. But I'm not going to.
All right.
Let's stick with robots.
Nice.
Keep it urban. And JP, I don't believe, has a once per session move, so you are good to go.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we are here at the end of the day. Is there anything else that your characters want to do before you turn in for the night after this wild experience here?
I feel pooped from running around and building stuff, so no, I'm good. I'm a sleepy Marion.
Yep, I assume I go to my small apartment, but I see a package on the front doorstep, and I get really excited, and I take it inside.
Yep, and you've got your glider suit. It's there.
Speaking of pooped, I'd like to clean myself off after being in the pipes.
Great.
Good call.
All right, and I think the only other narrative beat that I would like to add to this is Marion, as you approach the cot that you have made, like underneath your desk, getting ready to go to bed. Like, you get under there and you look upwards at the underside of your desk that you've stared at so many times, and you see there's a piece of paper that has been pasted to the underside of the desk.
Okay, I let out a little sigh. I was kind of expecting this.
And the paper reads something to the effect of, "How unfortunate that the Water Tribe chieftains were able to escape today. When King Wu and Fire Lord Izumi show up, make sure it doesn't happen again."
I'm gonna crumple this thing. I assume I have like some sort of lamp in the office. I'm just gonna burn that real quick. Okay. Ah, boy, I'm going to bed.
Bum, bum, bum.
And with that, as night falls over Varrick World, I think that's where we're going to pick up next time.
GG.
Who the intrigue continues to build.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That was good.
It's really fun getting to play with all of these like established awesome characters
Right?
from the Legend of Korra.
We started rewatching it, and
So good.
yeah, Korra's awesome. If you haven't watched it yet, highly recommend it.
Yeah, I am still just wrapping up season 4 for my personal preparation for this campaign.
Nice.
And man, I gotta say, this time around, for some reason, I didn't really get Zahir as a villain the first time I watched Legend of Korra, but this time around, I'm like, that guy is a good villain.
He's a great villain.
Yeah.
He might,
Yeah.
like, Amon is really fun, but I think Zahir might be the best villain.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Well, everybody, thanks for listening to ImpTab Avatar, and we'll be back next time with more adventures in the world of Varrick World. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe, maybe even give us a review. We would be as happy as a bunch of very entertained people just passing by the police station, getting an unexpected rock puppet show, if you would give us a review on the podcatcher of your choice. We're also all over social media at Improv Tabletop, so if you'd like to connect with us there, maybe you want to talk with Connor about his puppeteering interests,
Maybe.
then don't be afraid to reach out. Now it's time to shout out our next batch of Sticker Club patrons. And the folks we're shouting out this week are Eric Jordan Phillips, James Walker, and Jim Packard.
Oh, yeah.
Love those guys. My whole heart.
And you are the individuals who managed to get this nice free rock puppet show as you were walking through Varrick World.
You're welcome.
You lucky ducks.
Wasn't even scheduled or anything, just an impromptu show right there on the street. How delightful.
And we thank you for your contribution.
And we will have more Sticker Club patrons to shout out next week. And if you want to join their ranks, dear listener, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/improvtabletop, where you can also get Discord access, biannual sticker packs, and more, such as our current ongoing patron-exclusive campaign, Miceborn: The Mouse Ritter Chronicles.
It's really cool. You should check it out.
Yeah.
It's good and epic.
Yeah, the arc that we are currently recording is leaning very much in the Redwall direction of things, after having a very Mistborn heavy arc up in Keeperclet. So yeah, it's fun. I'm really enjoying how this is going.
Best of both worlds.
And now let's do a round of plugs. Connor, would you like to take that this time around?
Yes, I would. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, guys. It's so good. I don't know if you guys have heard of From Software. They make good video games. Challenge yourself to do things that are hard. The payoff is so good and worth it, and your brain goes, I did that. So that's my plug. Challenge yourself to do hard things, because when you kill a demigod, it's so satisfying.
I haven't gotten there yet, but
That's what From Software and Miyazaki have taught me.
Would you say Shadow of the Erd Tree, Elden Ring Game of the Year twice?
Maybe. Oh man, I don't know. It's a slow year, but big maybe from me. It's up there easily.
Yeah, I'm leaning Prince of Persia Lost Crown myself at the moment.
Not a bad choice at all.
It's very fun.
And like $40.
I need to play that game so bad.
But yeah, video games are good. Being good at things is good, and doing things that are hard and then them not being hard eventually is good. I want that on my gravestone.
I think we can find a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us here in the world of ImpTab Avatar, Varrick World. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and I've been joined by...
Connor Wood. got good.
Justin Porter, aka JP, and after looking at the package, I'm just thinking, does it come in black?
Thomas Ryan. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Much love and stuff, everybody. We'll catch you next time on ImpTab Avatar.
Is Grandma Halmeoni a representation for like taxation?
So I've had some ideas about how Grandma Halmeoni even came to be. I've decided not to go with them, but one of the ideas was like, since it was Iroh's teapot, right? He was using it in the spirit world. There's going to be the representation of like his anger and all that from back when he was the Fire Lord's like warlord general, the Dragon of the West. I was gonna have Halmeoni be a lot more like aggressive and yeah, let's kill some earthbenders, you know. But I decided, yeah, probably not for this one.